Kolbrin Bible, Book 4, Sons of Fire, Chapter 10, The Rolls of Record, 4. SOF 10:1. Now even in the days of Hezekiah the records were not whole, and Hezekiah caused it to be that this was written. It was set down in the manner of Kahatamus. SOF 10:2. It is written in the book of Mithraim. The true man has many qualities, and among the greatest is the inclination towards his duty. A man has a duty to his soul, to his God, to those who govern, and to his household. SOF 10:3. The weakling runs in battle and says, "See, I have done my duty. I am alive." The true man stands resolute and grim. His enemies are like chaff before the wind. He is the master of life. Duty is the goddess of manhood, and she demands no mean sacrifice. SOF 10:4. The grim goddess says, "Die," and the true man steps forward. The ranks of the everlasting lords of life open, and he takes his place among them. SOF 10:5. Duty says glory and honor will never be yours. Your miserable lot is to labor in the brick pits so that your wife and children will not go hungry. The true man faces his task with fortitude and cheerfulness. SOF 10:6. Courage is the greatest quality of manliness, and duty the greatest expression of courage. What chastity is to women, duty is to man, the willingly assumed burden of their kind. Man and women travel the same road together, but each bears a different burden. SOF 10:7. Hezekiah said, "This shall be added to the records. Even the wild beasts have a duty to perform, for duty is the handmaiden of life. All things that have life have a duty, for life itself is duty. When a man has no obligations, he is dead." SOF 10:8. The greater the standing of a man, the greater is his duty. The captain of men shall serve better than the footman. Greater men have greater duties. Lesser men have lesser duties. Wherever there is life, there is danger. SOF 10:9. It is written in the book of Mithraim. The true man is generous in words and deed. Meanings has no place with him. He who gives with one hand gathers with the other. SOF 10:10. It is also written thus. All men must seek to rise above their estate. They either rise or are cast down. Only man knows discontent and seeks to improve his lot, for discontent is the marker of a man. SOF 10:11. Hezekiah added this to the records. Aim your arrow above your expectations. The man who sends an arrow towards the moon shoots further than the one who sends it to a treetop. Choose your bow according to your strength. A strong bow without a strong arm is of no more value than a weak bow. Judge a man by his aim and not by his bow. A plain bow for service, a fancy bow for display. The strongest bow ever made is useless without an arrow. SOF 10:12. Hezekiah said, "These are things which are written, but have been lost. Let them be recorded again." Success is the child of diligence and persistence. It follows the footsteps of the wise, even as failure dogs the foolish. Men have the choice of either success or ease. They cannot have both. To be beaten and still not surrender, that is true victory. SOF 10:13. Failure is the yardstick of success. It alone adds value to achievement, but there can be no real failure except through the acceptance of failure. SOF 10:14. These things were added to the records, but we cannot tell when, though it is said by Hezekiah, "The manly spirit rejoices in freedom and cannot bear the yoke of servitude. It will admit no master who imposes his will by force." SOF 10:15. A man may submit to leadership and command in warfare and be a better man, for true service is not servility. Never demand your rights before you have earned them. SOF 10:16. A man is unworthy of freedom unless he also recognizes the rights of others to freedom. The freeman is his own governor, and his rule is more rigorous than that of a despot. The only man entitled to be free is the one who governs himself strictly and wisely. SOF 1017. Every nation moves either towards freedom or towards servility, for none can remain suspended between the two. It is free men, if they are weak, who are the greatest enemies of freedom. Great events do not make either heroes or cowards, they just unveil them to the eyes of men. SOF 1018. Askaya caused this to be written, saying, "This too was once written, but is now lost to us by decay. The way of the evildoer is the path of sleeplessness. The wicked follow a road of darkness. They tread in constant fear of falling." SOF 1019. The evildoer is caught by his own wrongdoing. He is imprisoned by his own wickedness. The evildoer becomes trapped in a snare of his own making. He flees when none pursues. SOF 1020. It is truly said, the wicked in heart praise the wicked in deed. More men think wicked thoughts than commit wicked deeds, for many who would act are cowards. Observe the man who talks much about the deeds of wicked men. Would he not be among them did he not lack the courage? SOF 1021. This was written in records which were lost even in the days of Rechab. In 100 generations men will be less wicked, for such was written in the plans of God. When 1,000 years have passed, women will be more fair, for this was written in the plans of God. SOF 1022. A day will come when great nation will rise above all others to lead the nations of earth, and it will survive even the day of visitation. Much was written of this nation, which is now lost. SOF 1023. As the generations pass, the earth will become more fruitful, for this was written in the plans of God. SOF 1024. The body of the great God contains all that is, and his spirit is contained in all that is. The spirit is perfect, but the body is imperfect. SOF 1025. Askaya said, "Let this now be written, for it was written before. No man shall walk in ways set against the will of the people. No man shall bear an unjust grudge or take personal vengeance unjustly." SOF 1026. These things shall be punished. If a man take a wife before he be 80 of age, though he may have a concubine, if he empty his body, except in private, if he purify himself, except in flowing waters. SOF 1027. Because of his birth, Hezekiah could not become governor over the sons of fire, but he sat equal with the governor at the council, for he commanded all in this place. SOF 1028. The council made these statutes and set them together with those of Hezekiah. A stranger, even a barbarian, may become one of us, if he be supported by 3 members of the council, but he shall not sit in the council unless he has carried arms in war for us. He shall not become one of us until 1 year after his proclaiming, and any man may come before the council and speak his objections to the acceptance of the stranger. SOF 1029. Each man shall have his assigned place at the council, and may speak at this time according to his place. No man shall interrupt another while he is speaking. SOF 1030. No man shall speak before his turn, and any man having spoken may speak again. If a man has spoken twice and desires to speak again, he shall stand and remain silent. If 1 man in 5 raise their hands for him, he may speak again. But if they do not, he shall be reseated and not speak. If more than 1 man stand up at a time, those of lesser placement shall reseat themselves. On the 3rd time, no man shall speak except on some matter spoken about by one who came after him, and he may not speak about any new thing. No man shall speak beyond his own time. SOF 1031. The old statute shall be changed so that no man shall sit on the council, except he be 65 years old, but those over 60 years may remain on the council. A man who has carried weapons of war in battle shall take a higher position than a man entering the council with him who has not. SOF 1032. If a man go to sleep during a meeting of the council, he shall not come there again for 1 season. SOF 1033. A man shall not leave a meeting of the council while another is on his feet speaking, and when a man goes outside, no man shall speak in debate. SOF 1034. A man shall not spit or laugh foolishly or make body noises during a meeting of the council. No man shall whisper or talk except in his talking time. SOF 1035. A man shall not revile another at a meeting of the council. If a man wish to make an accusation or call something into question, he shall state it when he is speaking and ask that a time be made for it to be debated. SOF 1036. This shall be the stranger's oath upon admittance. I swear before the God of this enclosure that I will dutifully follow his ways and obey his commands. I swear to be steadfast on the great path. I swear to submit myself to all your statutes, and to remain faithful to you in warfare and before the face of a terror, even under torment by the barbarians. This I swear for all time.